Okay, so powerful knowledge is a concept and book written by Michael Young, who is passionate about disadvantaged pupils having the same opportunity as those from more economic areas. He makes the point that most children who are from disadvantaged backgrounds have limited experiences growing up. They don't get wider academic opportunities and are not necessarily provided with the knowledge of those who are better off. As a result, he thinks they are knowledge poor. His book, Powerful Knowledge, is about changing that. So, within his book, Michael Young recommends that teachers create a curriculum where they are providing powerful knowledge for pupils. So, what is powerful knowledge? It is knowledge that allows young people to understand the world around them and apply it in order to make generalizations of that world around them. He says it must be developed by teachers with subject specialists who prioritise what is important within their subjects, which topics they feel are most important for pupils to learn. Secondly, it's a knowledge that allows people to engage in politics, ethics, and general debate. And thirdly, it allows people to think the unthinkable and not thought yet. So essentially, broaden their horizons. It allows them to explain the world around them and ask questions to explore and ultimately become more independent. Now, this is something I feel our pupils would really benefit from if we were to think of what powerful knowledge our pupils need to know. Okay, so let's look at this scenario. Think about a time when young people be put in a situation where they might come across a little bit silly. For example, if they're going to order a coffee, would they know about all these different coffee types? Would they be able to even pronounce them? Would they be able to say things like mocha or macchiato? Would they say them the wrong way and come across a little bit silly? Most often than not, they think that people from disadvantaged backgrounds would make that mistake compared to those who come from more affluent areas. They tend to have this general knowledge through the languages they've been taught in school. So powerful knowledge could help you. Powerful vocabulary in English where pupils introduced to words that are pronounced differently compared to others will allow them not to be limited in the future. So they were able to say mocha, not mocha or mocha or something along those lines to make them come across a little bit foolish. It's a very general concept of what powerful knowledge could be. But to summarise, powerful knowledge is something that makes them think about things, do things differently, and ultimately breaks down barriers in order to give them the power. So how would this look like in your subject or in your curriculum? Firstly, it's important to note that Young says there's two types of knowledge. There's everyday knowledge and school knowledge. Everyday knowledge is developed at home and from their surroundings and helps them in their own environment. It can help them in their future life. For example, knowing that certain areas of a city are quite dangerous within Cardiff would transfer for our young people when they went to London. They'd understand the different features. So everyday knowledge is important. However, it's school knowledge that can really open doors for them. It's the school knowledge in general that people from disadvantaged areas tend to lack, and it actually gives them barriers in terms of making progress in the future. So school knowledge is the type of knowledge we can teach them to allow them to open the doors in the future. It's about you as a teacher finding what you feel is most important for them to learn and what matters. So let's talk about some examples of what is powerful knowledge and what isn't. Many subject teachers might say PEE paragraphs are one of the most important things you could teach a pupil in terms of structure and answers. And that is true. It does help them get the GCSE results. However, it is not powerful knowledge. It's powerful maybe for their GCSEs, but not enough for their life going forward. In fact, PEE limits their creativity. It structures paragraphs to a very finite point, and it doesn't transfer across every single subject, so it's not a great idea. However, germ theory is something that is powerful. So germ theory is the idea that germs are spread through microorganisms. But many, many years ago, they just wasn't believed. They thought that germs were passed through the air or from rotting food. Okay, but it's actually the microorganisms. So by teaching pupils what germ theory is, they understand that germs can be passed through touch, through surfaces, through clothes, through anything. And that's powerful knowledge because that's going to make them safer in the future and understand the world around them a lot better. The same can be said in art. Teaching perspective in art is powerful knowledge. When perspective is introduced into art, it was able to show depth within images and ultimately represent the world around them. People need to understand that and that they can do that to recreate the world that they live in. So this is important knowledge for them to learn. So powerful knowledge is subjective. There's no rule of what is powerful and what isn't powerful, but it's the idea for the teacher to reflect on what they teach and prioritise what is important. What do you want your pupils to know, and how could this unlock the world around them? Powerful knowledge might be a useful tool for us to think about when it comes to assessing and creating our new curriculum. If we can work out what's really important within a subject we're teaching and narrowing things down, that might allow us to open up the independent skills our pupils need and also make them knowledge rich for the future and not disadvantage them like some curriculums currently do. Just a thought, if you want to read more, if you Google Michael Young Powerful Knowledge, there's loads of resources out there to tell you more about it, or just ask me. Thanks.